Okay, Blood Type Harvester. Yeah, this actually seems like a very capable hand. Again, we do have that weird awkwardness with Brittle Blast doing the exiling function, but again, we want to bring in a copy of that into the main board just in case we come across another deck doing similar things, where we can shut off their death triggers. Alright, so next turn we'll be able to go to the Brushstroke. Alright, instead of going for Brushstroke, I think we just go ahead and just Brittle Blast, get rid of that. Prevent them from growing more cards in their hand. Because it's just a little too much value for the opponent. Because it's just black-white clerics. Alright. Luminarch Veteran for our opponent with an Aspirant. Alright, so Aspirant is a dangerous card. Probably want to get that off the board. And we'll do so by just sacrificing, getting it out of here right away. We get to hold up the Village Rites now, just that way we can get some draw if they try to interact with our Blood Artist. Alright, Inquisitor Captain. Whole point of running clerics in the alchemy format. Don't get me wrong, clerics are a strong group in general. Now that won't get a +1/+1 counter because they already gain a life this turn. It's one of those awkward interactions with the Luminarch Veteran Captain. On this passing turn, we are going to discard our land, draw another card. And I guess we really want to draw Henrika. So we will play Henrika. And we're going to say we're going to lose a life draw card. We leave ourselves vulnerable for an attack this turn, but we're going with the idea that if they have a removal spell for it, we had the ability to Village Rites it and not feel bad. Alright, we take a hit. We do need to find a way to get that off the board. We did find a way to do that. Let's see. Probably shouldn't have played that land in all honesty. Probably should have held it for discarding purposes. We are going to take the transform here instead of saying we both sacrifice a creature because they can just sacrifice the veteran, bring it back to the board, and get more life gain value with the Valkyrie. We hold back on the blocks. Alright, they just passed turn. We will go for a redraw there. Oh, wait, actually, cancel. Let's actually bring Henrika on the board, a second copy. We'll say we both lose life draw card. No attacks. Another Harvester. This Harvester now will be able enough to kill their Valkyrie. And we pass the turn. The reason why I brought another Henrika on board is they do have different names. So next turn we can use it for the sacrifice function and just sacrifice itself. The opponent attacks in here, we can just block with this one and then just still transform our Henrika. Okay. Opponent doesn't do anything. Is it worth using Blood Type Harvester to get rid of Cleric? Probably a good idea. It gets rid of one of their creatures that keeps growing. Let's move to the combat. Choose Sacrifice. I'm going to be able to dig very deep with this attack here. Oh, I forgot to actually put Florian on the board. I was supposed to put Florian on the board first. That was noobs. Alright. We'll dig one card and we'll pass turn. Alright, Infernal Grasp. Good card to get. I'm still getting used to Florian. I haven't really played him much. Alright, another Clerics of Life Bond. That's not really threatening. We're going to hold on to the Infernal Grasp for a card that might be more dangerous. I mean, when we attack in with Florian here, and they choose to try a double block kill, we can always then just Infernal Grasp in response. Why is it indicating that? It shouldn't. Alright, there we go. Alright, so... Sorry, got a little distracted. Let's move to combat. Attack with these first, see how the opponent responds. They're just going to take it. That's good for us, because now we gotta look 6 cards deep. Take Brushstroke. Because it's the best card we can possibly ask for. And let's see. We'll hold off on doing anything else right now. See what the opponent does. Another Inquisitor's Captain. Alright, let's see what they get out of it. Clerics of Life Bond, again, can only gain 1 counter each turn for the life gain, and it's only at the first life gain trigger, so that's only going to be a 4/4 for the rest of this turn. Alright, so opponent did not hit well. Alright, we'll just get rid of the life spawn now. The reason why we're going to get rid of it is this will prevent the opponent from being able to block Florian without it being a we get to kill something. Oh, we can use Awakening, but we're short 1 mana from being able to bring back Henrika. So better to wait on that. We'll attack like so. Alright, to get maximum value out of a double block here, what we do is we actually kill 1 Inquisitor Captain with the first strike damage first. Now that first strike damage has been dealt, before the other one gets to strike, we Brittle Blast. This does mean that their creatures will no longer give us death triggers, but at the same time, it means that the Luminarch veterans can't be brought back. So, opponent scoops it up. They've seen enough, and that was a nice crushing of the Cleric deck. Okay, I think we have a decent keep. We have a removal spell, we have Henrika and the mana to play it. Alright, we're against mono white aggro here. Fortunately, we did keep a kind of a slow hand, so this could be bad. Alright, opponent's going really fast. Normally they like to save these for like a turn 4 play. Opponent's looking over what we're playing. How does this work again? You may look at the top part of your library anytime. You may cast spells on top of your library. Whenever you cast a black creature spell from your library... No, I'm sorry. Whenever you cast a creature spell from your library, it becomes a black bird. Alright. Get rid of Adversary. Just trying to see if we can survive. I think when we play Nathi, we have to immediately transform it. Alright, interesting play from the opponent. Not going for the pump of the adversary, but just going for the double spell. Bring this to the board, immediately transform. Alright, Savior and Almbach is going to be a problem because it can exile Henrika. Unfortunately, we're not drawing anything else to play here. Bring out another Henrika, and we use a life draw card because we need a blocker. Because Saber and Almbach will just steal the blocker from us. That's, I think, lethal, isn't it? I think we need a top deck of Meathook Massacre if we survive this attack. If we don't draw a Meathook Massacre, we will just lose. See, they attack in. We take this Henrika. Can we afford to sacrifice it? Actually, it's better if we let that one go. And sacrifice this one after blocks. This way, if we do manage to get the sweeper, we'll get our card back. Oh, we got it. We survive at 1. And this will be quite the upset here, because I'm pretty sure the opponent will scoop after this. And we'll get our creature back. We'll still use the lose a life draw card. Yeah. We have too much value going for us. It's one of those problems about being the aggressive deck that goes all in on the board. If a sweeper happens, you're likely just going to lose. Alright. This actually seems really solid. We have Epicure, Harvester into Florian. With a Infernal Grasp control backup. Very solid. The opponent being on the play, though, it could disrupt... oh, wait, are we on the play or are they on the play? I didn't pay enough attention. Okay, they're on the play. Alright, Shambling Gas start for the opponent. We get an Epicure. Probably against the Mono Black Sacrifice style deck. Ooh, Black-White. What does this mean? That's an interesting looking land. Let's attack it with Epicure, see what the opponent does. As I guess they just take the 1. They attack it with the Shambling Gas, we'll also take it. No point in trying to trade off our Harvester if they choose the -1/-1 function. Alright, another Shambling Gas for the opponent. Let's see. Attack with the Epicure, see what the opponent does. Alright, they trade this time. They use that for the -1/-1. That means we know that they're going to use this as a sacrifice. But they go for treasure. We'll bring Florian onto the board, and we'll pass it back. Alright, Forsaken Crossroads. Enters battlefield, allows them to scry 1. It's an alchemy only card. If they happen to be the person who went second, they can choose to give up the scry just to have it enter the battlefield untapped. Alright, Haunted Ridge for us. I say we go to a combat, we attack it. see what the opponent does. If Florian gets to survive the combat, we end up getting a pseudo draw function here. Alright, what do we find? Deadly Dispute, Epic Cure, and Harvester. I think we'll take the Deadly Dispute, because we can use this to draw more cards with the blood tokens. Alright. And I'm not going to commit more to the board. Black-White has too many board wipes, and when you see Shambling Gas, you can just kind of expect that they're fine with running them. Because Shambling Gas are just such strong early fodder cards. Alright, Meathook Massacre, no surprise. Sweeps the board. Alright, we'll go ahead and give up one of our lands here. Try to find another card. Oh, Henrika's good. We'll play the Henrika, and in combat, we'll just choose to draw a card. Alright. We'll play a Swamp, holding up Village Rights. That way, if they try to deal with Henrika, we have the ability to turn it into a draw for us. Do they either look at our hand or discards a card with raised mana value? Apologize about that. Let's see. So, I think we'll just go ahead and give up the Meathook Massacre here. Or I guess we could give up Harvester, but... No, we'll give up the Massacre. Alright. We'll attempt to Infernal Grasp this off the board. We do lose a bit of life for that, but with this we can go to combat and get some more life gain. We'll still bring Harvester to the board and pass it back. If I know we draw another Infernal Grasp, I would have given up the Infernal Grasp. Alright, we'll sacrifice that in response. Fortunately, Rites of Oblivion can be played again from their graveyard. We're drawing so many lands. Alright, Sorin for our opponent. We can kill the defending token with this Grasp. But we're going to do that on our turn. For now, we're going to discard draw. Oh my gosh. The sheer number of lands we draw into. One of the great things about all the blood tokens is that they do serve as cards you can hold in hand to redraw. Let's see, we currently have a 4, a 3, and a 2 in graveyard. Oh, we actually have the full splash of 1 through 4. Let's go ahead and bring them all out. Agadeem's Awakening, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wanted to do this before combat, so that way we can get the lose a life, draw a card function. Jeez, more lands. Alright. Take the Village Rights, because we'll just sacrifice Epic Cure here. We did give them a back point of life for doing this, but... Oh my gosh, so many lands. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so we've gone through 14 of the lands. 10 more to go. Alright, no surprise, another Mythos Massacre from our opponent. There was going to be another sweeper of some kind, but I wasn't expecting to still hit into more lands off the extra card draw there. Right, we'll bring out the Bloodcaster. We pass the turn. They go for the removal spell on Bloodcaster. We use Deadly Dispute. Not only do we get a draw value out of it, but we'll get ourselves some more blood. Alright. We'll redraw once. Alright, another Awakening is good. Alright. Go for the Awakening. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw more cards. Now, we've drawn definitely a lot more cards than our opponent has here. We're already halfway through the deck. They're still within the top quarter. Alright, managed to find our Brushstroke. So now, if they actually do a board wipe again, we'll get some punishment against them with this Brushstroke. Sadly, we don't get the ability to hold the mana for this Deadly Dispute. That's just the perfect card against this, because I was going to say they have the ability to deal with our Blood Artist and also still use this Rite of Oblivion to answer another card. We get at least one trigger from it before it dies. Technically 2 triggers, and then we also get the blood token. Wasn't enough blood to transform, but I imagine our opponent probably has another sweeper in their deck. The question is, did they draw into it? Alright, we only see Sorn come out. Which... Brittle Blast means that we can deal with the blocker. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Oh, jeez, I'm an idiot. I was trying to grab Brittle Blast. But this is lethal to the opponent, because we transform, we tack in, and we can even activate. Alright, so in the next game, we definitely have a playable hand. These do serve as land, so we can make it that way we can play one turn 1, so we don't have to bolt ourselves for 3 for it to come to play untapped. Second Brushstroke seems really nice. Alright, Innkeeper for the opponent. Wonder what kind of deck our opponent's running here. Black-green are definitely control colors. Innkeeper's just used as a solid value creature. Alright, play a Skullpart Merchant, using up their treasure, but I guess they don't have anything else to play. I think it'll be worthwhile just to Brushstroke kill Skullpart, because it'll prevent them from being able to sacrifice their creatures or treasures for drawing. Opponent's thinking over what they can do. They seem to have some kind of interaction, for one. Okay, let's see. Next turn, what's the best play? Just probably dropping down another Brushstroke. But I actually want to maybe play around them having Meathook Massacre and go for Henrika instead. We'll go for the lose life draw card. Alright, this Aghanim's Awakening actually looks like it's going to be potentially a good recursion card. Oh, Woe Eater, okay. Opponent's doing some interesting things over there. So that means they probably have like a Attend the Pest style deck. Well, that allows them to sacrifice creatures and get tokens equal to the power of the creature you sacrificed. Let's see, let's first move to combat, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and just bring out another Brushstroke. We're not going to play the Harvester. We're going to hold up the Deadly Dispute as a way to sacrifice for value if the opponent does find a way to interact with us. If they actually use a Sweeper, I think it's actually still better for them to let the Blood Arts die at the same time, so that way they get more triggers. Alright, so they're going to Deadly Dispute with the trigger on the stack, which means they'll still actually have to sacrifice this Prosperous Innkeeper. So it would have been actually better for them to sacrifice Prosperous Innkeeper, use this as an attacker, then sacrifice it afterwards. Because that's how that works. We are going to have to discard here for the trigger. We'll give up our Harvester. Yeah, but they still have sacrifice an Innkeeper. We get more drain triggers. Like the style of the deck they are is unfortunately just a mismatch against us with these Brushstrokes. Plus the fact that they miss land drops. Alright, so they are going to meet up for one. We'll still go ahead and sacrifice this to draw. So let's see, we make the opponent lose 4 life. They end up gaining 2 life. Let's sacrifice a blood, draw some cards. Alright, let's go ahead and play Florian to the board. Which card do we really want here? I think we just want just another Brushstroke. So we play this out. Brushstroke here. And this means that as long as the opponent doesn't gain life, we have just lethal from sacrificing our blood here. If they do manage to sweep us, the Meathook Massacre won't give them more life than the Blood Arts is going to take from them. So yeah, we have the win. That's a lot of Henrikas. Unfortunately, I'm going to mull. This is a much better hand. We also have the early Meathook. Give up Awakening here. Alright, next is Deadly Dispute though. We need to sacrifice Epicure or the Blood to get some draw value. Okay. Harvester is a very good draw for us, just to keep the aggressive plan on the board. Alright, Pack Leader for our opponent. Whenever you can, it's always a good thing to get those off the board. The amount of draw value these can provide to the aggressive decks means that you don't want them to be there. This card still provides, I think, too much value for just 1 mana. Alright, well done, opponent. This Pax on Pup will now be a 3/3. We're going to eat one of our blood tokens here. Alright, Brittle Blast will allow us to kill the Pax on Pup before it can grow any higher. And we'll stop from having the other trigger as well. We could always just meat hook for 3. Save the Brittle Blast. I think that's a better plan. This will allow us to also prevent them from getting a life gain trigger because it has a power of 0. Alright, Stormseeker for the opponent. It actually starts the day-night cycle. Alright, we're just going to play Henrika over using Brittle Blast to get rid of Stormseeker. And we're going to use the draw trigger on it. The reason why I wanted to go for the Henrika over Brittle Blasting is Brittle Blast is kind of like a band-aid. Henrika does allow us to try to build into more of a board presence. If the opponent doesn't also bring anything of 4 toughness or greater on the board, we still have this other Meat Hook Massacre. So yeah, now this is going to be a case where we can move to combat, transform, attack in, get back some of the life we're going to lose in this combat. And we then Meat Hook Massacre for 3, get rid of 2 creatures. And definitely be better off for it. Alright, well, opponent's Blizzard Brawl does kill our Henrika before it can transform, which means that they don't lose anything. But we will still go for the remove of creatures on board. Doesn't matter which one we keep. We did force a lot out of the opponent's hand, but the opponent is very greedy with the Blizzard Brawls, considering how much non-snow lands they're using. Alright. Bring out another Henrika. I'm gonna get greedy and go for the card draw again. Right, we have 2 different removal spell options. I can use it instant speed. So, in a sense, we have a protection from the opponent using another Blizzard Brawl. Alright. Opponent's going to attack in. We'll attempt to Brittle Blast. See if they have the protection spell. They do have the Snakeskin Veil, which meant that would have been better for us to play this after combat. But we're going to take the hit. My gosh, all these lands. Alright. Get the transform. Go ahead and attack in, I believe, is probably our better bet. Before we decide on doing any pumping, let's discard draw. Gotta K me on these lands. So we haven't played the land for turn, but we can only get 1 pump off. Alright. Pass it back to the opponent. Unfortunately, it's nighttime because we didn't play anything. Yeah. Grihilda is an issue. Seems like they only have one creature off the top, though. Must have, like, another land or something. Alright, our goal is actually to kill Rahilda with our kill spell. Gonna take the hit. Alright, so we do have the ability to turn it back to day. If we attack in, we're looking at still potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage coming in. I think I'll just land pass. I'm gonna leave it on night. Alright. Honey, unfortunately, is getting quite the chain of cards off the top. Let's see where they put the +1/+1 counter when they attack. They put it on Rahilda. That's fine. In that case, we use the block here. Use this kill spell first, so that way Meathook Massacre will give us a point of life. Because when we use Brittle Blast here, we won't get the life back. Alright. I should have actually pumped Henrika for one, and I failed that. Alright. We'll get some value back to the board. Let's see, which option do we choose here? Say each player sacrifices a creature. Give up our Epicure. By giving up Epicure, we're forcing the opponent to lose one of theirs. What was it again? Yeah, it was the Night Pact, the 2/1. I'm gonna attack in. It does set up that we have a chance to maybe get lethal next turn. I do say maybe. Okay, opponent's going to combat. This isn't lethal coming at us, right? Sure. So 4, 8. We could just jump block with Harvester, keep the Henrika, and we have lethal in the air. So yeah. Give them GG's. Because opponent realizes that we have lethal. Alright.
Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to join me while I stream, you can find me on Twitch, the link below. I hope to see you again in the next video and have a nice one.